Do you want to make a WordPress website for your business, portfolio, or for any purpose? This tutorial is for you. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to make a WordPress website using Elementor from scratch. Here, I will use the free version of Elementor and some necessary plugins, but all will be free. So here you need not to spend too much money, only need to buy your own domain and hosting. This is a complete and step-by-step tutorial, and following this step-by-step process, we can make any type of website as we need. Before moving forward, let me introduce myself. I am Farjana Rashid, professional web designer and developer, and I am working in this area for last 8 years. So you are learning from a real web developer. Now let's have a look which you are going to make in today's video. This is the website which you are going to make in today's tutorial. This is a single page website. Here I will show you how to create this kind of sticky header, how to upload your own logo, how to create this kind of menu for single page with this pointer design. I will show you how to create this kind of top banner area, how to create this kind of 3 boxes with different colors and different shapes. I will show you all in step by step from scratch. Then here is the service section. I will show you how to create this kind of slim boxes. Here you can show your best services and you can link with that. Then here is the work section. You can add your own portfolio or best work. When I click on any specific item, it's showing as media gallery. Also, you can add a specific link or page URL with each of the item. And when I click on load more, it's loading more item. That's cool. Then here is the about section. Here you can add some images, some text about your business and company. I'll show you how to create this kind of sections. Then here is the client reviews area. This is very important, what your clients are saying about your business. I'll show you how to create this kind of sections and carousel. Then here is the blog post area. I'll show you how to design this kind of blog post section, and here when I click on any specific blog post, here is the single blog post page. I will show you how to design this single blog post page. And finally the contact section. Here some contact information, and on the right side this is the contact form. I will show you how to create this kind of simple contact form. And finally the footer. Finally, this website is completely responsive and this is completely ready for phone. Also for tablet devices. And you will find a timestamp in the description so you can jump any specific part you need. Alright. So far you see, if you think this tutorial adds some value to you, please give this video a big thumbs up, otherwise you may not find this kind of valuable tutorial next time. And if you are new here and like to see my more upcoming videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. I have divided this tutorial into 8 simple steps. The very first step, purchase domain and hosting. Here I will show you how to get a domain name completely free for the first year, and how to get up to 60% discount for hosting through my link. If you already have your own domain and hosting, you can skip this part, or if you don't have, then follow along. So to get domain and hosting, go to my sites, farjana-rashid.com. Go to tools, and if I scroll down, here is the Bluehost, and click on get started, or I will leave the direct link to the description so you can go from there. So why Bluehost? In my opinion, Bluehost is the best web hosting provider. I am a web developer. I have tried different web hosting companies, don't want to mention their name, but I personally ended up with Bluehost. hundreds of my clients using Bluehost and they never complain about using it. If you see my Bluehost account, I have hosted here tons of websites and I never get a downtime. I always get instant support in case I need any help. Their customer support is really amazing and their pricing is really affordable for everyone. That's why I always recommend Bluehost. Now from here, click on Get Started. And here we will find several packages they created. Here we will find 4 types of packages. For the very first one, the basic one. So if you have only one website need to host, you can select the basic one. And if you have multiple websites, you can select their plus options. And with their choice plus option, they always recommend the choice plus option. Here you will get some extra feature for security. You will get free domain privacy, free automated backup for 1 year, and also will get some pro tools for your website. And also when you take the pro package, here you will get additionally free domain privacy, free automated backup for unlimited time, free dedicated IP, and also the same pro tools. But for all of the packages you will get a free domain. For the basic one you will get it for 1 year, and for all others you will get it for lifetime. And also you will get free CDN and free SSL certificate. This will included for 4 packages. And here all the pricing is showing for 12 months, and when you click on 36 months, the pricing is showing as per 36 months. For now I need to host one website, so this time we can go with the first one, but we can upgrade or downgrade the packages anytime as we want. So click on select from the basic one. Now here we have to type our domain name. So if you already have your domain, you can type your domain name here, or if you don't have the domain name, so we have to type a new domain name here. And on the right side here we have options .com, .online, all the extension which you need. I always recommend to use the .com, most preferable, and this .com is also good for SEO. Alright, here I'm typing the domain name Farjana WP and click on next. Congrats, your domain is available. So to get this domain name, click on continue. Now I have to fill this form with my own information. Alright, go ahead. Alright, I have filled this form with my personal information and then the package information. From here we have to select again the basic plan for 12 months. If you like to use for 36 months, you can also do that. So for 12 months, this is the discounted price. If you also check the packages from the first step, here you will find for all the packages they are offering their biggest discount for the first year. We are taking the basic one and here we are getting 73% discount. So where the regular price is $10 per month, now we are getting $2.95 per month. That's huge. Alright, let's go ahead. And from here, packages, extras. So these extra tools they are offering, we don't need these site backup options for now. We can remove. And site lock security, I'm also disabling this. So our total price is now $35.40. That's cool. And finally we have to set the payment information. So we have to fill this up, our credit card number, CVV and expiration date. I'm filling this up very quickly. Finally click on the terms and condition policy. So I agree with the terms and condition. Select this one and finally click on submit. Alright, your purchase was a success and they sent a confirmation email to my email address. Now going to check my email. So now you can see they sent me a verification email. Click to open. And from here we have to click on the verify your email. Alright, my email is verified successfully. By this time I got another email. This is for payment confirmation and the invoice for my purchase. Now from here click on create account. Here is showing my domain name. Now I have to type my password. I'm setting a new password. Also going to retype the password and go to create account. Alright, your account is ready to go, and now we can log in. Click on go to login. Now here I have to retype my password which I just created and go to login. I'm saving it. We can skip this step for now and let's go ahead. Click on get started. Turn off domain privacy and protection and confirm it. So we have successfully completed purchasing our domain and hosting. Now going for step 2, install WordPress. To install WordPress, first I'm going to my sites and then from here go to create site. Now we have to type the site name. For example, here I'm typing WordPress website and site title complete website by Farjana. Then here is some advanced option. We can set our email address, username and password, or if we skip that, they will create some information by default. I like to type my email address and username password. I'm typing and then go to next. Here I'm going to install the WordPress website to the root domain, so the directory will be empty and the default plugins, we can skip this, then go to next. Alright, now going to skip this step and our WordPress website installed successfully. Now we can go to login our WordPress. Alright, this is our WordPress dashboard, and from here if I go to visit site, this is the default layout of our WordPress website. And from here if I go to appearance, the default theme is now activated 2023 and the look is like this. And if we change the look to a different one like Sinatra, and now if we refresh, so you can see our default look is changing. Okay, I'll work with that later. For now I'm going to cleaning up our WordPress dashboard. If I go to our dashboard, here we can see some notification or information box. These are coming from WordPress and our plugin settings. So first of all, going to plugins and going to select all the plugins, deactivate it. These are the default plugins. This is installed by default with our WordPress installation. And again select all. From here going to delete. Alright, now again going to dashboard. We can dismiss this notification. And then again going to post. Here is some dummy blog post. We are going to cleaning up. Go to trash and click on empty trash. Same for the pages. Select all page and move to trash, apply. Go to trash and empty trash. And finally going to settings, all is good. And going to reading. From here, the search engine visibility, for this time I am selecting on. Discourage search engines from indexing this site. Our site is still not ready to go, so until that I am blocking this site indexing from the Google or any search engine, and save changes. And finally going to permalinks, and from here we have to set the permalink. By default it's already set the post name like the domain URL, then the sample post. This is alright, we can keep with that. So for now we are all set and we are done with this step. Now if I check again, here step 3, install theme. Here I'm going to install this theme, Hello Elementor. So going to appearance, add new, And if I scroll down, here is the Hello Elementor theme. I'm going to install this one and activate. Alright, our theme install is done. Next, step 4, I'm going to install some necessary plugins. Going one by one, going to plugins and add new. First, searching for Elementor. Here is the Elementor website builder. Essential add-ons for Elementor. Then Royal Elementor add-ons and templates. If I check again, Elementor essential add-ons for Elementor, Royal Elementor add-ons and WP Form Lite. We are going to install the last one. WP Form. Here is the WP Form I'm going to install. Finally, going to installed plugin. And now going to select all together and going to activate, apply. This is coming from essential add-ons. Going to next. Here is some basic steps. We can skip this for now. Just keeping next. Make essential add-ons more awesome by being our contributor. No thanks. Alright, so all plugins are installed and activated. Then step 5, create our home page, set home page as default. I'm going ahead, go to pages and add new. Add title, I'm typing home and publish. And also making this page as default page, so going to settings and reading. A static page, home page, selecting the home and save changes. Then download the zip file. If I click here, from here when you type your name and email and click on download button, you will get a zip file to your email address. And after downloading the zip file, when I extract, here we'll get all the images which we'll use to this page design. Alright, let's go ahead. So step 5 is done. Then step 6. Here I'm going to create each of the section from scratch. I have also created the same page design here in a different location. Now I'm going to create the same layout in step by step. Let's go ahead, going to pages. And from here again going to edit with Elementor. And first of all, from settings, the page layout I'm setting it to Elementor full width. And now going for the first section, I'm going to create this section. So add new section, and I'm taking the first one and going to edit section, going to style tab, background color. I'm setting the background color to dark black, so I'm typing 000 and saving this color as black, so we can reuse the color for the next time. Now inside this, click on this plus icon and I'm taking an inner section. So first of all, creating this top area. In the left side there will be text, a line and a button. I'm creating this line, taking the divider and taking the width 2 pixels and going to style tab, changing this color to red color, which we use E9204F. This is the color I'm going to use, and saving this color as red and create. And the weight we can set it to 2 pixels. Going to content, again making it smaller, or we can set it to 3 pixels. Then this text, going to this 9 dots icon and I'm taking this heading. After that I'm changing this text and going to Style tab, changing this color to white, setting FFF and saving this color as white. And for this title, I'm using the font. I'm searching for Gothic and Dela Gothic 1. I'm using this font, and the font size I'm adding 65 or 60. Yeah, 60 is good. And after that, here is a button. I'm taking a button. Click on this 9 dots icon and taking a button. Change the text to get started and changing the color, so going to Style tab, and the color I'm making it to transparent, and the border type I'm selecting solid, width 1 pixel, and border color I'm selecting this red color, and border radius making it to 0, and on hover the color, I mean the background color, will be red. Yeah, looks good. And for this button, adding some spacing in top, so going to Advanced and margin top, adding 50 or 70. Yeah, looks good. Saving it. And for this side, I'm using a background image, so we can use this background image for the whole section. Going to Edit section, and from here selecting the image, going to Upload image, position we can set it to top or right or center right, the repeat to no repeat, and size we can set it to contain. And for this section we can add some spacing in top and bottom, so going to inner section and Advanced, going to Advanced. Here from margin, first making it to unlink. In top I'm adding 100 and bottom I'm adding 50, so adding some spacing in top and bottom. And then I'm going to create this box area. So for that, again taking another inner section after that, and again taking another column, add new column. And for the first one I'm searching for icon, so I'm taking this icon box, setting the alignment to left, so going to Style tab and going to Content, making the alignment to left, and going to copy the text and icon from here. So going to copy the text and this icon is a graph icon, so instead of this I'm searching for graph, or it can be chart. And before styling this, we can set some basic font style and some basic font color from global settings. So for now I'm saving this page and going from left top corner, going to site settings, first going to global fonts. So for all of the body font I am going to use the Roboto Condense font family. Instead of Roboto, I'm selecting Roboto Condense, primary for secondary, and for text, and finally for accent. Alright, and going back for typography, For all of the title I'm using this font. So for H1, going to search for Gothic and selecting this one, Della Gothic 1. Same for H2, H3, H4 and doing for all of the title. And for all of the title color using white color, I'm selecting white. And for body font color, I'm using a light gray. Going back, and if I check the global colors, I'm added these 3 color, and we can change this color also. The secondary color we can use, or for the primary color, instead of this blue color we can use this red color. And changing this name to red, we can remove from here, or the accent color can be red. And this color we can make it to white. The text color, from here we can type a gray color, light gray. And here we can use another black color. We can use another BG color, another dark, 10, 10, 10. BG2, and also another color, BG3. We can take this color for boxes, 1B, 1B, 1B. So add color, box BG, and finally going to update. Now crossing it, we can change this color to red again, and going for these boxes, adding some padding. I'm adding 20 pixel and adding more padding in top and bottom, so adding 50 for top and bottom. And we can increase the spacing between this icon and title, or we can keep it as it is. We can decrease the icon size. Here is the icon size, and here is the spacing. We can set the background color, going to advanced and background type. I'm selecting the color to this red color, and we can increase the padding, I think. So going to layout, and for left and right I'm increasing. I made it 25. Alright, looks good. And now going to copy and paste. Also going to paste. For the second one, I'm changing the background color, going to advanced and background. I'm changing this color to box BG, and also for the third one, going to background, and for the third one I'm going to add some more style. If I see the another side, here is a border line, so we can make this style with some custom CSS. If I go to my site and click on custom CSS, here is CSS for border design. I'm going to copy this CSS and go to this box. From advanced, if I scroll down, here is the custom CSS. It's coming from the Royal Add-ons plugin, and simply paste our CSS, and now you can see this border line is showing up. And also for this whole inner section we can add some minus margin in bottom. Going to advance, and for margin making it to unlink, bottom added minus 20 pixel. and now going to change the content for these two boxes. Alright, I have updated content and also added some more padding in top and bottom for each of the boxes. So if I check this section is done, then going for the next section. For the services, going to create a new section, and here going to style tab, background type, background color I am adding BG2, and going to add some padding, going to advanced. For padding top adding 70 and for bottom adding 20. So here I will add only the title area. First adding this line, or we can decrease the size, paste it here, then going to copy and typing services, decrease the font size, making it to 30 or 35. Yeah, 35 is good. And then going to add this text. We can duplicate and changing the title tag to paragraph, going to style tab, making it to default font style and changing the color to red. So this title area is done, and then going to create these buttons. These are basically buttons. So again taking a inner section, taking another column. Now for the first one, click on this plus icon and I'm taking a button. I'm adding the text, going for the first one. Copy this text and going to add a icon with this. So going to icon library and searching for arrow, taking this arrow, making it to after, and going to add some padding, going to style tab and changing the background color to the box BG, and on hover adding the background color to this red color and going to add some padding. First of all going to add 20 pixel and for left and right adding 30. And now I want to make this button to the full width, so for that going to add a CSS, going to advance and custom CSS. I'm going to my website. Here is the CSS for button full width. I'm going to copy and paste it here, and we can increase the padding. I think going to style tab and we can set 30 pixel for all, and we can increase the font size. So I'm adding 14 or 16 is good. Alright, I have set it to 17 pixel. Now going to copy and paste paste, and going to copy this whole inner section 2 times, going to duplicate and one more time. And for this whole service, going to edit section, from advanced I'm adding the bottom padding to 70, so it's same top and bottom. And now going to change the content for all of the box. Alright, I have updated all the text. Then for next section, again going to copy the title, or you can duplicate this section first and here I'm going to remove the inner section, and here changing the services to work or works. Going to advance. For the section bottom, I'm removing the padding. I'm making it to 20 pixel, and then going to take another section for portfolio and going to copy and paste style. For this one, going to advance and padding bottom 70, and padding top we can set it 10 pixel or 20, or we can leave it. Alright, now here I'm going to add all of these item. Click on this plus icon, and here I'm searching for gallery. I'm taking this one filterable gallery, and it's coming from Essential Add-ons plugin. Items to show 6, column we can set it column 3 is okay, animation style grid okay, or we can set it to the masonry, layout overlay, and hover style. Now sliding up we can set it to zoom in, link to button, or we can set it to none, and full image clickable. So no button and full image is clickable now. Show pop-up caption, lightbox. We can set lightbox with image, or we can set a specific link for each of the item. For now I'm setting lightbox. Filterable control. We can hide the filter for now. If we like, you can keep it. And gallery item. First of all, removing all this, setting one by one. For the first one, from here I'm going to upload image. Going to upload all of the images, and taking the first one, adding the item name, product design, designer marketing. So I'm typing product design, and in description we can type design or marketing, and we can set the alignment to center. So to add style, going to style tab, background color we can set the background color to transparent, and going to item style or item hover style, making the alignment to center. Going to content, filterable going to gallery items, and this section I am making it to full width. So going to this section, going to layout and making the content width to full width. And now if I hide the panel, yeah, looks good. And now again going to gallery, items to show 3, and here is load more button. I'm enabling load more, and images per page 3. So when I click load more, will show 3 images. Saving it, and again refresh. Again going here, and now adding some style for this load more button. Going to style tab, and if I scroll down, here is the load more button. I'm adding the same style for all others button. Background color I am making it to transparent, and text color is okay. The border type I'm setting solid with 1 pixel, and the border color I'm adding this red color. Border radius making it to 0, and on hover background color this red color. Yeah, all is good. We can keep it like this. And finally going to update the content and images. Alright, I am done and save changes. Now in the same way, going for the next section for about, going to copy the title, and changing the text to about. Copy this text, and here going to another add new column. Here this text will be there. Click on this plus icon, and I'm taking this heading, HTML tag I'm making to P, and adding all of this text. Going to style tab, making the font weight to normal, and here if I go to edit column, making the vertical align to bottom, adding some line height. For this text to EM I'm adding 1.2 or 1.5. Alright, and then for another section, here this will be a 3 column section, so we can take an inner section, or that can be another section. So I'm taking another new section, and here going to copy the section style, and paste style. And for this section I'm making it to boxed, adding 2 column, another new column. And here for the left side adding a inner section, and for each of the item adding different inner section. So click on this plus icon, going to inner section, remove 1 column, and click on this plus icon. There will be a title and a text, so I'm going to add a title. This can be H3, and making the text size I'm making it smaller. We can make it 22 or 20, and going to duplicate. I'm going to copy this text, and making the HTML tag to P, going to style tab, auto condense font weight I'm making it to normal, and decreasing the font size to 18, and going to edit column, widgets spacing I'm setting 10 pixel, and vertical align it will be bottom. And for this inner section I'm setting a height to min height, and I'm going to increase it to 500 or 600. Also going to set a background image. Position I'm making it to center, repeat to no repeat, size making it to cover. And from here going to background overlay, I'm adding a background overlay, color black color, and on hover I'm going to the background color, and opacity I'm setting it to 0.4. And for this whole inner section we can add some padding, going to advanced, and from here padding I'm adding 15 pixel. Yeah, looks good. And in the same way going to copy the inner section, paste it, decreasing the height. I'm setting the height to 280 or 290 and duplicate this. And for the bottom one, going to advance and adding margin top, so making it to unlink, and for top adding 20 pixel. We can increase the height so all will be same, and changing this image. Also going to change this text. Alright, and finally if I check the font family for the title, it's Roboto Condense. We can change the font family to Gothic, so Della Gothic, and font weight normal, and we can decrease the size. Also going to copy and paste style. Alright, this section is done. Now I'm going to create this 3-column section. So here this 3-column structure, and going to copy the style from section, copy and paste style. If I check from advanced, the padding bottom is 70 and top is 10, or we can make the top is 0. And now here going to search for the box, or we can take the icon or image box, making the alignment to left. I'm removing this image first, going to the content and making the alignment to left, adding the text for the first one, and for the content going to copy. Now going to style tab for content, and title, the font family I'm taking this one, Della Gothic, and font weight making it to normal, and also decreasing the font size. We can keep it and copy, paste. Now changing the content for these two. Alright, I am done, and finally we can make the text color to more gray, so it will work all over the website. If I make it from global settings, go to site settings and global font, or we can go to the global color, the text color, we can make it more gray. Yeah, looks good. And now save it, cross it. Alright, this section is done, and next going for the next area, our testimonial. For testimonial, first going to copy the title area, going to copy and paste it here. We can remove this column, and for this section going to advance and adding the padding bottom to 70 and changing this text to what clients say, and also going to copy this text, and then I'm taking a new widgets, searching for testimonial, and I'm taking this one, testimonial carousel, and here we can see some dummy content already with these widgets. So for now we can keep this. Here is the author name, here is the job title, author image, here is showing the image. We can upload some dummy images. And here is the testimonial details text. Here is the title, it's showing here. 7 days ago, it's showing below the testimonial. Similarly for all others, I'm going to add some images for author. Alright, then going for settings. From settings, the image size this can be full or custom. We can select different image size. The column is 2, we can set it 1. For now I'm leaving as 2. Slides to scroll 2, or we can set it to 1. Here is the gutter spacing between these two. And navigation, we can keep the navigation below. Show on hover, we can keep all this as it is. The pagination, we can keep this. Infinitive loop. The rating, we can keep the rating show or not. I'm hiding the rating. And now going to style tab, I'm going to add some styling. The background color, I'm adding the background color box 2 or box BG. Sorry, not from here. I want to change the color for this white. So this one I'm going back. So I'm going to content, and here is the background color, background type. I'm selecting the color to box BG, and the text color, here is the title color. I'm selecting the color to white, and the content color, we can select the text color. Then going for meta, the name, we can change the color to white. Here is the job text color, we can change it, and we need to change this triangle shape color. So going to content, here is the triangle, we can change the triangle color also, the box BG. And finally we can change the alignment to left. From content, the title, we can change the alignment to left. The content is left, date left, and for meta, alignment to left. And the pagination, going for navigation first. So we can change the color to white, and on hover we can select the color to red. Alright, all is good for now. We can save it. So this testimonial section is done. And next, if we check, there is the latest news or blog section. So before creating this section, I'm going to post some dummy blog post. So first I am saving this page and going back to dashboard, going to post and add new. Here I'm typing the product title, then here will be post details. So here I'm adding some dummy text, going to lorem ipsum site and going to copy text, then we can add any image inside post. Upload image, then we can add some quotation, searching for quote, and finally adding some normal text. And from the right side, going to post, and here we can add some specific category. I'm adding a category name, for example design, and we can add more category. Here is the featured image. This image will show to our thumbnail image. I'm selecting this image, and also we can add some tags with our post. Alright, our post is created, and finally going to publish. Now going to all post, and we can duplicate this post going to edit, changing this text or title and going to publish. I'm changing the thumbnail image to a second one. And adding a new category. I'm typing marketing and deselecting the design. We can add some new tags and we can update the content and image also. Going to replace, going to media, and finally going to update. Alright, now again going to all post, and in the same way going to create some more blog post. Alright, I am done. I have uploaded some more blog post. Now again going back to our home page design, going to pages, and for home page going to edit with Elementor. So for blog post area we can copy the title area first, going to paste. We can remove this column and I'm changing text to latest news and also the below text. Then I'm going to create another section. This will be the full width, similar like this. We can copy and paste it, and I'm removing this gallery, and instead of this I'm searching for blog post. I'm taking this one, magazine grid or slider, and I'm going to customize it. Here is the source is coming from post, selection dynamic, order by date, descending. We can also filter it out by author, by category, by tags, and going to layout. I'm selecting this one, and here is the horizontal gutter. I'm making it 10 pixel. Then going to elements. Here is the category, here is the title, author, separator, date. So we can remove the author, separator and date. The post slider, we can skip this. Overlay width, overlay height, so we can keep as it is. And now going to style tab, going to title, the typography, I'm changing the font family. I'm making it to Gothic and Della Gothic 1. This one we can decrease the size to 22 or 20, and we can add some padding in bottom. So going to content, and here is the padding. I'm making it to unlink. For bottom we can add 20, or we can add margin bottom. Sorry, it's not working. Okay, I'm going to title, and I'm adding some margin after the title, so making it to unlink. And after title I'm adding or increasing that margin. Okay, added margin bottom 20, and for left and right 20. For media overlay we can change this color. Instead of this we can change this color to black. Yeah, looks good. And if I hide the panel, yeah, it's looking full width. Alright, so this section is done, and now I'm going for the next contact section. Saving this page for now, and again going to copy the title from here. Paste it, and changing the text Also the below text. And for the right side we can add a form, and the left side we can add these icons and the social link. Here we can add some spacing in bottom. Going to advanced, and margin bottom we can add 30, and then we can add some icon list. Icon, we can use the icon list or icon box. Going for the first one, changing this icon to address. So I'm searching for location or map, taking this one, and here we can add a address. I'm copy the address, and for the second one we can add the phone number and adding a phone icon, and for the third one email address. Going to paste the address, and we can add link mail to colon and the email address, so it will be linked with the email address. And going to add the icon for email, so I am searching for envelope, and I'm taking this one. And now going for the style tab, space between, going to icon, changing the icon color, I'm making it to red color, and the text, changing the text to white, and the typography we can increase the font size, and also you can increase the icon size. Alright, we are done, and then we can add some social icon. So searching for social, and I'm taking this, making the alignment to left, and adding one more icon. We can add Instagram, and we can add more if we want. Going to style tab, color we can make it to custom, primary color, if I check, I'm making it to transparent, and icon size we can decrease the size, and border we can add some border. I am adding solid 1 pixel, and border radius I am adding 50%, and the border color we can make it to the red color. We can decrease the font size or icon size more, and increase the padding. Alright, looks good. And here for this section we can add some more padding in bottom. So going to edit section, going to advanced, padding bottom I'm making it to 70, and on the right side here we can make the alignment. Going to edit column, vertical align we can make it to top, or you can set it to middle, and here I'm going to add this form, so I'm going to remove it for now, and going to plus icon, searching for WP form, I'm taking this one and saving it for now. Then going to create a form. Let's go, and here we will find several options: blank form or simple contact form, I'm going with the simple contact form, use template. And here first field the name, I'm selecting the format to simple format, and the level I'm going to copy and going to advance. I'm adding it to the placeholder and hide level. Doing same for the email, copy and going to advance placeholder and hide level. And for message I'm deleting this and only keeping the message. Going to advance, adding with the placeholder, hide level. And here if we want to add one more field like phone number, we can also do that. So go to add field, and here for example the number, and we can move it to top. We can set it required or not. Going to advance, and field size I'm making it to large. Placeholder I'm placing it, and hide level. Alright, and now going to settings. From here notification, here send to email address. By default this is the admin email address, so all the email information will go to the admin email address, or we can set a custom email address instead of this. Then email subject line, we can set any subject line here. The from name, the from email address, they are recommending a email address with the domain name, so it can be contact@farjanawp.com. and reply to field ID 1, so this will be the email address of the form field. And email messages, there will be sent all input field information as message. And if I go to confirmation, here is the confirmation message. By default after submitting the form there will show a success message, or we can set a page URL or different URL, so after submitting the form it will be redirect to this specific page link. Alright, I'm going back with the message, and if I go to general tab, here is the form name, the submit button text, we can type sent message, and here is the submit button processing text. Also there is some spam protection feature, so we can enable any one. Here is Google CAPTCHA or different kind of CAPTCHA, we can use it with our form. Alright, I'm done, and finally saving our form. Now crossing it. So here is showing the form, but if we see here is no style tab. So I'm using a different widget for the form design. I'm going to search again, form, and this time I'm using this form, and it's coming from the Royal Add-ons plugin. Select form, WP form. Here is not showing the form which we created now, so I'm saving this page for now and refresh. Now again going with this form and select template, the simple contact form, and I'm deleting the previous one. Now I'm going to add some style with this form field. Show form title, it's hide. So form description, it's not necessary here. Okay, I'm going with the style tab and going to field input or text area. The text color is white, and placeholder color I'm selecting the gray color, and background color I'm setting the black color, and border color BG2. On focus, the text color will be white, background color will be black, border color we can set the red color. Now if I check, yeah, looks good. We need to increase the width for this email and name field, I'll do that later. And the submit button, I'm going with the submit button. The background color I'm making it to transparent. border color red color. Sorry, this is the text color. I am setting the text color to white. And the background color, I am setting the background color to transparent. Border type solid 1 pixel. Border radius, I am setting it to 0. And on hover, background color, I am setting it to red color. Alright, looks good. And border color red color. And finally save our page. Now finally we need to increase the width for this email and name, and we can remove the phone number for now. So going to dashboard again in a new tab and going to WP form from the dashboard. Going to edit. For the first one, going to advance the field size, making it to large, and for email going to advance, making it to large. And the number I'm going to remove. Also for message, going to advance, making it to large, and saving it. Now when I refresh our page, now this looks good, and we can also decrease the height for this message field. So going to style tab again, going to fields, the text area height we can decrease it. Alright, I set it to 190 and finally save our page. So our all section is done, and finally I'm going for the responsive view. To check responsive, from the bottom here is the responsive mode, and I'm going to tablet. So for the very top section, first going with this, I'm going to decrease the font size, and also for this one we can decrease the font size. And decrease the padding for top and bottom, and doing same for all others. Alright, this is done, and now again checking for the phone view for this section. I'm going to decrease the font size again, making it to 35, and all others is good, and the background image. So going to edit section, going to style tab, and background image, we can set it to center or top and center. Yeah, looks good. Or top right. And we can also decrease the spacing between this item. So going to inner section, going to advance. For top we can add 70, and bottom we can add 30. And between these two, if I go to the button, going to advance, and from here top we can set 50. Alright, looks good on phone. And again going back to tablet for other section. For the second section, looking good. This section good. For this section we can decrease the height. For this one, going, sorry, not here, from the layout, height we can set 500, and for the first one 230, and for the second one 230, or you can decrease the bottom one. Alright, looks good now, and then all others is good. And finally going for the phone view. For the second section, looking good, work looks good. For about, we can decrease the height for the about, we can set it to 250. Yeah, looks good. Finally saving our page, crossing it. So our home page design is done. Now if I check our steps, so our homepage design is done, and also step 7, upload some blog post. We also did it with the step 6. So step 6 and 7 is done, and now going for the step 8. We have to create menu, we have to design our header, footer and single post page. Now let's go ahead. First I'm going to view page, and first of all going to create our menu. So from here going to menu in a new tab, type main menu, select header and save menu. Now going to custom link, and here typing home and hashtag, then home, add to menu, and here with this ID we have to create the ID with the same name for each of the section. So again going to edit with Elementor. Now for the top section going to advanced, and from advanced I'm adding the CSS ID home. And now in the same way for the second section, from advanced, under advanced, here is the CSS ID, I'm adding the services and using the same ID for the second menu item. Going to create services and hashtag, then services, going to add to menu. Now in the same way creating all others menu item and linking with the section ID. Alright, I'm done, and finally saving our menu. Also save our home page. Now if I refresh our web page, here is showing our menu item. Now if I click on services, it's going to the service section. When I click works, it's going to the works. It's linking with each of the section. Alright, now I'm going to design our header and footer. So crossing all others, and from dashboard going to royal add-ons, skip it, and from here going to theme builder. From here we can create our custom header, footer, single blog post page, archive page, all is available here. So now for header, go to create template. Here I'm typing header, the template name, and create template. Add condition, it will work for entire website, and save condition. Now from here going to add new section. I'm taking this section and edit section, going to style tab, background color, I'm setting the background color to black, and going to add some padding. In top adding 20 and bottom 20, and in left side I'm going to add our logo. I'm taking this and going to upload the image for our logo. I'm going to upload a dummy image or dummy logo. Site title none, and go to style tab. The border width, I'm selecting the border to 0. Alright, looks good. And on the right side I'm searching for menu. I'm taking this snap menu, selecting main menu, alignment to right, menu item, underline, and mobile menu, show on tablet also, all is good. Going to style tab, the text color is white, and on hover text color I'm setting the red color, or we can set the white, and the pointer color is red. Looks good. And here if I go to edit column, vertical align middle, same for this one, vertical align middle. And here I think we can decrease the padding for the header From advanced, we can set it to 0. And if I check the responsive view, go to tablet. For this one, going to content, mobile menu, the toggle align right, and the toggle color, if I go to style tab, I'm changing the toggle button color to white. And the mobile menu, going to the mobile menu, the text color white, background color black, and the border divider color we can set it to BG2, and on hover, background color we can set it to BG2. Yeah, looks good. And on phone, it will look good. It's not showing here, but it will look the same as tablet. And the column for the logo, I'm setting it to 50%, and for menu I'm setting it to 50%. If I go to menu and toggle button, on hover, the color it will be red. For now, if I save it and if I refresh our page, and now if I check the responsive view, also going for the phone view, we have to fix it. For phone, going to content, mobile menu, and the width, if we set the custom width to 100%, and alignment to center. Now if I save it and refresh, now if I check it, it's looking like this. Or from the header, if I set it to the full width, now if I check, yeah, looks good now. And if I save our page and refresh our page, yeah, looks good now. Going back to desktop, and here we need to make our header to sticky. So for that, again going to the desktop view and go to edit section. From advanced, here is the sticky section. I'm making it to sticky. Now if I save it and if I refresh, now if I scroll down, it's looking sticky. Here is the admin bar panel, so we cannot see the full header area. And here I want to show this pointer with each of the section click. So to add that, I need to add some custom JS code. So if I go to my website, and here is the JS code link, I'm going to copy all the JS code, and now going to header, and here type HTML, and I'm taking this, we can take it anywhere below the header or logo, and simply paste our code here. And here is taking some spacing between these two, so if I go to edit column and the widget spacing, I'm making it to 0, so it will not take extra space. And if I check our code, from here the class name mega menu highlight, for the header section going to advanced, and from here advanced, the CSS class name, I'm adding the same class name. Going to save it. Now if I refresh our page, and now if I scroll, you can see this pointer icon is working with each of the section. That's cool. Alright, our header area is done, and now in the same way going to create the footer section. So from here going back, going to footer, create template, typing footer, create template, add condition. It will work for entire website, and save condition. Now from here, add new section. I'm taking a full width structure and going to edit section. From style tab, background type, color, I'm adding the black color and going to add some padding from advanced. In top adding 10 and bottom 10. Also here going to add a text, going to add this heading and HTML to paragraph, making the alignment to center, and going to copy the copyright text. From style tab, the typography and the font size, I'm adding it to 14 pixel. Yeah, looks good. Also, if I check the responsive, looks good for tablet and phone. Finally, saving our page, and if I refresh our home page, scroll down, and here is showing our footer. Here we can set the font style. If I check the font family, the font weight, we can make it to normal and save it again. Now refresh. Alright, so our footer is done, and finally I'm going to design our single blog post page. Now in this state, if I go to our blog post section and go to one of our blog posts, it's looking like this in the default state. So I need to design the single blog post page also. To design this page, again going back from here, going to single, going to create template, and from here I am typing single post, create template, add condition and post. It will work for all blog posts, and save condition. Now here going to add new section, the one column structure, and going to edit, going to style tab, color, I am setting the background color to black, and going to add some padding, going to add fonts, and padding top I am adding 100 and bottom 100, or we can increase it. And here I'm adding the post title, going to style tab, changing the color to white, and if I check the font family, the default, I'm increasing the font size to 45 or 40. And if I check the responsive view also, 30 for tablet and for phone. Yeah, looks good. And creating the second section, I'm taking a structure like this and going to edit section, going to add some padding, going to add fonts, padding top and bottom 70, and adding the background color. Here is not showing the default color or global color, so I'm going to copy the color code from home page. 101010, and here I'm adding the post content, and style tab, changing the color to white. All is good. And in bottom area we can add the post comment, so again going here and going to edit, show section title, yes, all is good. I'm going to style tab, going to comment form color, I'm setting it to black, or this is the text color, so I'm setting it to white. Background color I'm making it to black, and the border color also gray color. On focus color is white, background color black, and on submit button, going to submit button, the background color we can make it to transparent, and the border color I'm setting the red color. I'm going to copy the color code again, E9204F. The border type solid. Yeah, looks good. On hover, the background color the same red color, and if I go to command form, on focus, the border color I'm using the same red color, and the title, going to command form title and setting the color to white. And typography, we can increase the font size, and font family Roboto Condense. Alright, the command form looks good now. All is good. And if I check the responsive view, yeah, looking good. For phone, looks good. You can decrease the padding for phone. Yeah, looks good for tablet and desktop also. Finally saving our page, and when I refresh our single post page, it's getting the same design. I have to fix the font family. For this one, I have to send the font family to Gothic. I'm selecting Della Gothic. And also for responsive view, checking. Yeah, looks good, and save it now. And now refresh. Yeah, our page is looking good now. Now going back, and here if I check the single post page, we can see the header and footer not showing in this page. So for that, from here the header condition, go to manage condition, and here I'm setting it the header for the canvas page also. And now if I refresh, now you can see header is showing for the post page. Also doing same for footer. Manage condition and enabling it. Now if I refresh, so our footer is showing for this page also. Now if I going back to our home page, so our page design is done. And finally, one more thing, the favicon icon, we need to update the favicon. So for that, going to customize from top, going to site identity, and here is the site icon. We can upload a small square size image for favicon, or for now I am just selecting our logo and cropping it. And publish. Though this is a white color image, so it's not showing, or instead of this we can change the image to a different one. For now I'm adding a random image, but for favicon we have to upload a small and square size images, or we can make a small icon from our logo. Now going to save it and refresh our page. So now you can see our new favicon is showing here. By this time we are also done with all the steps. So that's all for today and we are good to go. So far you see, if you think this tutorial adds some value to you, please give this video a big thumbs up, otherwise you may not find this kind of valuable tutorial next time. And if you are new here, like to see my more upcoming videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Finally, if you like to work with me for any WordPress project, you can contact me through my website. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.